So, Dos, an historic visit to Dublin for Sutton United, first time ever. You must be immensely proud of the players today.
Yeah, absolutely. I thought the team, as always, were magnificent. You know, we've come up against a good Bohemians team here today on our home ground, and after surviving a sort of stormy first 10 minutes, we grew into the game very, very well. And you know, second half, better side. You know, the last 15 minutes we've had 2 or 3 good chances to win the game. So yeah, very proud of the whole club actually. I thought the support again conduct themselves fantastically, don't they? And had a thoroughly good Friday night here. And the lads, you know, will go out tonight and deserve a good night out, having put in a great performance, I thought.
Yeah, a great day for the football club, no doubt about it. The first half, Bohemians were very quick to the ball. They were pressing us a lot and had a couple of chances of their own. What did you say to the players at half-time to change things around?
Well, no, we'd got ourselves back in the game within the sort of 15 minutes of it starting, because we put Eastman back in with Brown, and just rather than have the two forward, we let Eastman and Brown screen a bit, and that got us much better control within the game. But at half-time as well, we decided to let them have the ball probably 30-40 yards into their half, and then we'd squeeze as soon as they passed the ball. And you know, I think you can see from the second half, I think Ross probably only had the one save to make. And I thought from there also we broke very well. I thought everyone put in a real shift today, good performances. But the one thing we're going to talk about is the penalty shootout. I think it's the first that I can think of as a Sutton manager. You know, when you're 3-1 up, you know, with 2 penalties in hand, you know, you assume you're going to go through. But it wasn't to be. You know, keeps made a good save from Kieran, and then obviously from Eastman, and then yeah, the controversial one is probably Aswood Thomas, because you know, Ross Warner's behind the goal, and him and Aswood were convinced the ball would hit the bar and gone over the line. But that sort of, you know, that from the referee would have summed up how his performance went, especially first half today, which is why I ended up in the stand. You know, I thought it was difficult watching the lack of decisions. You know, we were getting booked every time we put a tackle in, and you know, Bohemians had 4 or 5 worse tackles than us that were just unpunished. And you know, it's another one of those that, you know, you feel it's unjust. And obviously, you know, that's the reason I ended up watching it with you in the second half.
Very watchable game of football, though.
Very good game of football.
The second half, as you say, the team really pressed very hard. We had chances to win it in normal time.
Yeah, I mean, Cloughie's obviously is the best one. You know, I think we're getting very good at set pieces. We're looking at threat all the time, and Charlie's had a header 4 yards out, which skimmed past the post. His header as well, which Tom Bolonaro might have nicked from going in. Actually, he looked for me as though it was going in, and Tom's tried to nick it in, but I think it was already going in. And then, you know, as for Thomas at the end with that header 2 yards out, which has just gone the wrong side of the post. But you know, I think we've got to look at the game overall, and you know, we come over to Ireland, we've got a draw. And
not conceded a goal in the competition,
and also against a side, by the way, that's probably, you know, been up there one of the best teams for this last 3 months. Has been the best team in Ireland. You know, beaten Shamrock Rovers, and you know, they were 1-0 up against Cork here with a couple of minutes to go, and you know, that's a serious level of football in Ireland. So I think we've got to be very you know, very respectful of Bohemians. I thought they gave us a fantastic welcome as well. You know, again, it's a proper club. This reminds me a lot in many ways of us with the volunteers and the way they've looked after us. But it's been a great journey, but one that I'm not that disappointed that it's ended.
Your overriding feeling about the competition and our participation in it? Glad
we've done it. Wouldn't want to enter it again next season if offered. Too much to take out of the league season for us. I mean, an example of that was playing Boreham Wood on the Tuesday after being at Airdrie, when Boreham Wood were at home on the Saturday, and then losing the Barnet game today, National Non-League Day, 2,000 people there. I would have thought today, and that gets put to a Tuesday night. So we've also definitely lost Jamie Collins as well, because of the pitch at Airdrie, where it's a lot harder. So his calf strain's been a result of that. So overall, great experience. Glad we've done it. You know, it's very positive, the whole thing. But the overriding reality is, you know, we put up the best. We did the best we possibly could today, but I'm not at all disappointed, you know, that the journey's ended here. I think it couldn't have gone any better. To go Scotland and Ireland, you know, let's get back to, you know, massive game Saturday. You know, and I would absolutely urge every Sutton United fan who can make it to Wealdstone. You know, I think we had nearly 250 here today, which is incredible. You know, if we can get 300 plus to Wealdstone, we're going to need that support. They're a good side, Wealdstone. And you know, the FA Cup is a much bigger game than today's. There's no doubt about that. and you know, we are very, very focused on what we need to do next week.
Just finally, a huge togetherness on and off the pitch has been manifested by this competition. Great turnout from the Sutton fans today, and hopefully the players can go out and have a good evening out together, which is important.
I think they deserve.
Tonight.
You know, they all deserve it. As I said, the players were here on merit from a fantastic season last year. You know, we didn't come into this competition and play, you know, a weakened side. We didn't play reserves. You know, which we could have done. You know, I mean, it was a real risk playing Charlie Clough today. You know, if Charlie gets injured, it leaves me with no centre halves for next week. But we didn't do that. I think we respected the competition. We respected the fact that we had a lot of supporters travelling over. And as I said, I thought we played in a very competitive game and played as best we could. And from that point of view, very, very happy with it all.
Any injury worries after today, Dos? Are we?
No, I think we're looking okay. Dale Bennett got a little knock on his ankle, but I think he'll be okay. But as I said, the players that represented the club today, you know, will be representing the club again next Saturday. We haven't got anyone else that's coming in. You know, financially things are very, very tight at the moment. You know, so there's no loan signings coming. There's no other signings coming in. We go with what we've got. But there, as you said, there's a real togetherness in that dressing room, and you know, I trust them. I think that's a real important thing. We trust them as a group of players, and as a squad. I wouldn't want many others, but you know, that's why next Saturday's important. You know, it's a financially tough month. You know, we've been away to Barrow, been away to Dublin, which is a loss leader. You know, we're going away to Hartlepool, been away to Wealdstone, and as I said, you know, for a part-time football club, that's a tough ask, and we're only halfway through the month.
Just finally, a huge congratulations from everyone involved. It's been a great journey, a lot of fun. I think it's got a lot of people together, to all Sutton fans together. It's been great fun over the last couple of days out here, and for me personally, obviously watching Sutton play a competitive fixture in Ireland can't get better. So thank you.
You know, it's a very, very famous ground, this, with an enormous amount of history attached to it. And if anyone had asked me when I started being a manager at this football club, if you're playing in Scotland and then playing in Ireland, I can't see anybody else. You know, so it's history making for the football club.
It's about memories, isn't it?
And it's memories, and you know, I still hear people talking about their Italy trip, and
absolutely.
You know, was it 9 that went to Italy or something? Probably got it wrong, but you know, and eventually, you know, people look back at this and go, you know, I've watched Sutton United play, you know, in Dublin at the National Ground, and it was it's a good experience. I know that the supporters were going to be gutted. Johnny's sort of almost in tears there at the end. But that's the passion of a football fan. You know, they want to see you win and want to see you get through. Mine's a bit more reserved than that. I need to look at the squad. I need to look at the games coming up. It's important that we continue to perform in the National League, because it's an unforgiving league. And from my point of view, you know, that's probably my key job is definitely to try and get through next Saturday, but to make sure that in the National League we've still got 15, 16 players. And if you stay in this competition for too long, it will become and would have become a problem.
Great memories. On to Wealdstone next week. Very best of luck.
Yeah, and as I said, get as many as we can there.
Yeah.
Important. Wearing the colours as well. Really important.
Fantastic. Good luck in that game. Thanks, Dos.
Cheers, AB.
Well done.
Top man.
Cheers. Bye-bye.